Hello students, today we are going to discuss about platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes. So platyhelminthes are popularly called as flatworms. See, these are parasites. Parasites means kono? Parasites are minute animals which are depends on a large animal called host for food, shelter and protection. These parasites are different types, such as some are present outside the body are called ectoparasites, and some are present inside the body called endoparasites. These parasites, to survive, to acclimatize, to adjust inside the host body, they shows different types of adaptive features which are different from other animals, and they show certain characteristics which are unique. Why? To adapt inside the host body. So these characteristics are as these are these are parasites as body is dorso-ventrally flattened. Dorso-ventrally flattened. Thus, they are called they are called as flatworms. Flatworms. Next, flatworms are flatworms are either terrestrial or aquatic in nature. Terrestrial or aquatic in nature. Body shows bilateral bilateral symmetry. Body shows bilateral symmetry. These are acoelomates, means body lacks coelom or body cavity. Next, flatworms are shows organ level of organization. Organ level of organization. Then body wall contains epidermis covered by covered by cuticle. Covered by cuticle. Next, these are these are diploblastic in nature. For attachment, anterior end contains hooks, spines, or suckers. Hooks, spines, or suckers. Next, body bears circular and longitudinal muscles. Next, see, as these animals are dorsoventrally flattened body, that's why they are called platyhelminthes. So platy means flat, helminthes are worms. Next, these are parasites. That means minute organisms depend on a large organism for food, shelter, and protection. And as they are parasites, they show following characteristics. Here, the as body is dorsoventrally flattened, they are flatworms. Flatworms are either terrestrial; those animals are present, or those worms are present on soil. ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ କହିବା ଆମେ ଟେରେଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଆଲ ସ୍ଥଳଚର और एक्वाटिक इन नेचर जो माने कि वाटर रुहंती एइदर मेराइन और फ्रेश वाटर जलचर माने कहंती मींस बोथ सॉइल रे आउ एक्वाटिक मींस वाटर रे दे कैन सर्वाइव नाउ बॉडी इज bilateral symmetry so left side and right side that means both the lateral sides are looks similar hence they are shows bilateral symmetry then there are acoelomates a means absent coelom means body cavity those animals does not contain a definite body cavity are called as acoelomates clear then flatworms shows organ level of organization organ level of organism means body bears primitive organs these primitive organs uh, primitive organs show certain types of functions then body wall contains outer epidermis epi means outer derma means skin covered by cuticle and this cuticle helps to protect them from various strains and enzymatic reactions of or enzymatic actions of host body now they are diploblastic in nature having two germ layer as they contains two germ layer that's why they are diploblastic in nature and for attachment anterior end contains hooks and spines or suckers ता अर्थ कोन देखो जेहेतु एटा पैरासाइट तेणु करी मनकर मु कही एटा होच वाल बॉडी वाल रहना बॉडी वाल थी एटा अटैचमेंट पे anterior end contains this like structure these are your hooks it also contains this like pointed structures these are your spines and for pressure purpose को नहीं कि sucker रे pressure यूज होबो hooks and spines द्वारा माने अटैचमेंट हो कहार होस्ट बॉडी सहित नेक्स्ट बॉडी bears circulatory and longitudinal muscles which helps in movement now other physiology characteristics includes all are little bit primitive structures and adapted for parasitic mode of life now flatworms they get digested or semi-digested food from host digestive system thus digestive system is poorly developed or absent. Next, respiratory organ is absent. Respiratory organ is absent. So here it takes place through body surface. Now flatworms shows anaerobic respiration means without the presence of oxygen anaerobic respiration. Next, the legs, circulatory organ. Then excretion takes place by phlegm cells or solenocytes. Then neural system consists of cerebral ganglia and ventral nerve cord. The Beer's chemoreceptor, photoreceptor or tangoreceptor. Right? See, as they are parasites, that's why they get digested or semi-digested food from the host. So host body ଭିତରୁ ହଜମ ହେଇଯାଇଥିବା ଖାଦ୍ୟ ଗୁଡାକ ଏମାନେ ଗ୍ରହଣ କରନ୍ତି. So digestive system is poorly developed. As already digestion takes place inside the host body and they get digested food, that's why the digestive system is poorly developed or absent. Here poorly developed means body does not contains anus. Now definite respiratory organ is absent. So here gaseous exchange takes place through body surface by diffusion. From higher concentration to lower concentration, gaseous exchange takes place. Now flatworms shows anaerobic respiration. When respiration takes place without presence of oxygen, ताकू कहती anaerobic वायु अपजीवी श्वासक्रिया. Then the legs, circulatory organ. So here excretion takes place by phlegm cells or solenocytes. Excretion means removal of nitrogenous waste materials from body to outside. Here, as these are your primitive non-coders, that's why they doesn't bear any definite or well-developed excretory organ. Instead of certain cells shows excretory function. So it looks like this one. It's like so flame orthorhynchi shikha. This type of structures are there through which excretion will be takes place. Now neural system consists of cerebral ganglia. So cerebral means which represents your brain. Then ganglia means, see, if you will found here a compact mass without having any intercellular space, this is your ganglia. That means if you will cover it, so this man looks like your ganglia. So what is ganglia? Ganglia is a compact neural mass without having any intercellular space. ताको आमे कहिया गैंग्लिया माने गोटे कंपैक्ट मास थिबो जहार कि कोनोसी इंटरसेलुलर स्पेस नथियो. बट If it contains this type of structure, means having intercellular space, they are called as plexus. Ganglia and plexus, these are common neural structures found in lower invertebrates. Anyway, so nervous system consists of cerebral ganglia and ventral nerve cord. So if this is dorsal side and this is ventral side, so in the ventral side, here nerve cord will be there, which is your homologous to, or you can say analogous to your spinal cord. Now there bears various receptors, chemoreceptor, रासायनिक पदार्थ को जो रेस्पॉन्ड करछि ताको chemoreceptor कहंती. Photoreceptor means light sensitive, it contains eye spot. Tegoreceptor means receptor sensitive to touch, sensitive to light, and sensitive to chemicals. Now although they are parasites, they does not show any well developed physiologic organs, but they have well advanced reproductive system. So here reproduction in flatworm takes place by both asexual and sexual method. These are monoecious in nature, then fertilization is internal, and it may your self fertilization or cross fertilization. Then development is either direct or indirect. So in here example नहीं करिया indirect development रे लीड कर परिया larval forms includes Sarkaria, Metasarkaria, etc. Then regeneration is common in flatworms. See, it how to mention कर परिया. Some may shows digenetic life cycle. See, the phenomenon by which an organism increases their own species or members are called as reproduction. So here in flatworms, reproduction takes place by either uniparental method or biparental method. So either asexual method or sexual method. Then there means flatworms are monoecious in nature. That means both male and female sex organs are present in same organism. That is, testis and ovary are present in same organism. So they are monoecious, and fertilization means union of gametes, amphimixis of gametes to form a diploid zygote is called as fertilization. So here fertilization is internal in nature. That means when fertilization takes place inside their body, they are called as internal fertilization, and this fertilization may be a self fertilization or cross fertilization. When two individuals are needed for fertilization, or gametes are obtained from two different sources or two different individuals, then this type of fertilization is called as cross fertilization. Whereas single organism, both the male and female gametes are produced and united or amphimixed to form a diploid zygote are called as self fertilization. Then development is direct or indirect. When through embryonic development the adult will be formed, this type of development is called direct development. But when development passes through certain larval forms, after metamorphosis they attain adult stage or they get adult stage. That type of reproduction, that type of development is called indirect development. So here, in case of flatworms, larval forms includes Sarkaria, Metacercaria, etc. Now, regeneration is common in flatworms. So, what is regeneration? If any vegetative part of a larva of an organism or flatworm accidentally detaches or separates or cut into fragments, then they will develop into new individuals. See, for example, this is let us say this is your planaria, and this planaria, if accidentally it will cut into different fragments, then each fragment will develop as a new organism or individuals, and in that case this type of reproduction may be called as asexual reproduction or regeneration. See, this is the parent body and accidentally it will cut into, if it will cut into different fragments, then each fragment will emerge as an individual organisms, and this type of development or this type of formation of new individual is mostly seen in flatworms, example planaria. Now, some may show digenetic life cycle. Digenetic life cycle means if an organism completes the life cycle in two hosts, they are called as your digenetic life cycle. So it has shown tomorrow gote primary host रहिबो, secondary host भी रहिबो. Next, common members includes common members includes Fasciola hepatica, Fasciola saginata, Taenia solium, Planaria rugosea, Schizostoma, Planaria rugosea, etc. So Fasciola hepatica, sheep liver fluke. तो sheep रो liver रे रहियो एटा, तेनु करी ताको कहत sheep liver fluke. Fasciola saginata beef तमरा beef worm right रहियो. Taenia solium tapeworm रहिला, Planaria rugosea. These are common members. Now we go through some questions. जहाँ आगु पढ़ी थिले सेटु किछि क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस पाइन देबी बा रिवीजन पे दे देबी. Questions for practice. First, write the other name of Venus flower basket. Next, dermal pores of porifera are called as this. Next, what do you mean by gamule? What do you mean by gamule? Next, what is the common name of Phacelia? Next, planula larva is seen in which phylum? Next, canal system is an identifying character of this. Next, what do you understand? What do you understand by a parasite? See, these parasites adapt your morphologically, anatomically, physiologically and behaviorally. तो ये सबुडा पार्ट एडजस्ट होचोदी होस्ट बॉडी भितरे. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर कॉल्ड एज parasitic adaptations. Next, how diploblastic animals are differ from diploblastic. Next, pseudoxylum is seen in which phylum? Next, in flatworms, excretion takes place by which organ? 10टा क्वेश्चन देली, क्वेश्चन मार्क करो. राइट द अदर नेम ऑफ Venus flower basket. Second, dermal pores of porifera are called as dash. What do you mean by gamule? Write the common name of Phacelia. Next, planula larva is seen in which phylum? Next, canal system is an identifying character of dash. Dash means you can say any phylum or example. What do you understand by a parasite? तुम्हें parasite माने कौन बुझो? Then how diploblastic animals are differ from diploblastic animals? Then pseudoxylum is seen in which phylum? आमे पढ़िचे levels of organization रे. Then in flatworms like your Taenia solium, Fasciola hepatica, etc. Excretion takes place by which organ? So these are your certain questions for practice or revision. Then we discuss about nematohelminthes.